what's going on? This is Martone, owner and trainer of Fuller Fitness. Hopefully, you're having a good time at this point in your life. And if not, I pray that things change for you. Seeing that many things are out of our control, depending on what they might be for each of us. With this video, it's for part of leg day, at least for those who do certain exercises on certain days. And when it comes to doing calf raises, apparently some people don't do that on leg day, which, okay, for those who do that. But for me, to do calves on leg day, and as you can see, I'm all sweaty because I've already done most of my workout, and one of the last things I do for legs before doing abs is calves. So I'm trying to, you know what? Since it's already there, I think I'm going to leave it there. And hopefully, with the angle of my phone, you can actually kind of see what I'm doing. So let me try to move the phone a little bit so you can actually see my feet once I get started, hopefully. But to do calf raises, and with me doing calf raises and me being down here to the floor, is because today I have the idea to do calf raises with a bar while holding the bar in my hands. So I'm going to do that, and I was going to do it with 135 pounds, but when I did my RDLs, I used 225, and since 225 is still on the bar, I think I'm going to go ahead and do my calf raises with those. The interesting thing about calf raises, for me at least, is that I change the angle of my feet when I do it every set. I might do a tricep this time because of the amount of weight that I have on. Maybe not. I think I am going to do it the way that I usually do it. I think. I don't know. But the goal of this is calf raises, holding a bar, and just, lifting my feet and working calves. Now, again, when it comes to changing the angle of my feet is when I change the angle of my feet, so I have my feet facing the phone, and then I'll have my feet, toes turned out, and then I'll have my toes turned in. And I've done it multiple different ways over the years. I've done triceps to where I'll do however many reps for each angle that I did, whether I did 2, 2, and 2, or 4, 4, and 4, or whatever numbers I might have chosen. So lately I've just done the one, and I'll do one set of 8, one, at one angle, another set of 8 at one angle, and then one set of 8 at the other angle. Why? Because, at least for me, you're working a calf, and for you to do 2 sets in each angle, I mean, if you want to, go for it, but depending on how active you are, with walking your dog, walking around at work, whatever business you might have, you don't necessarily you shouldn't have to do as many sets if you're an active person. And that's for any of the workouts that you're doing. If you're an active person, I don't think you have to do as many sets. And honestly, if you're doing a certain number of sets with your workout, the weight that you're using might not be heavy enough. Not that you're supposed to max out every time, but if you're doing a certain number of sets, especially if you're doing more than 2, you're probably not lifting heavy enough for whatever it is that you're doing, depending on what you're doing. If your focus is on endurance, go for it. But, depending on what your goal is, there's a strong possibility that you're doing too many sets. So, forgive me for talking that much. I just like to make sure I don't miss anything. But, yeah, the goal of this is calf raises, but holding the bar. I'm not sure how much that matters for you, but I'm going to do 3 different angles, as I already mentioned. And I usually do either outside or inside first before doing neutral, seeing that neutral is not as challenging. So I think I'm gonna start with my feet turned it, my toes turned out, which is I believe I always usually do that. So I'm gonna do that, and I'm using 225. That wasn't my original plan, but why not? And this will challenge my grip too. So, okay, all right. So I don't know if you can see it, but my toes are out, and then we lift 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so got that one set in and done. Try to chillax for a bit. Do another set at a different angle. I'll do that, and then do another set at a third angle. And that's the way I do my calves. Unless I'm having more fun than usual. And maybe I would do a second set of each one. But since this is so different, I don't remember the last time I did calf raises holding a bar. I've done it with dumbbells, but I don't remember the last time I did it with holding a bar, calf raises holding a bar in my hand with a certain amount of weight. So again, for me, and I probably should be like that for everyone, to do calves last, and for me to do calves before I do my ab stuff. So the first set was with my toes out, so I try to wait at maybe 2 minutes in between sets. If you're not trying to lift a certain amount of weight, you will not have to wait 2 minutes, maybe 1 minute. But one, I don't believe in people rushing their workouts. Either people should make certain changes in their lifestyle so that they can get their workouts in and done. Not saying your workout should be 2 or 3 hours, but actually I'm usually upset if I'm close to 2 hours, and I think today I've done much better in terms of my workout not taking as long with some of the changes I made. Plus, I'm trying not to lift as heavy and try to do at least a few more reps, which is why you see me doing 6 compared to what I usually do. And that's just a preference for me. But one of the things that makes it fun is trying something at least a little bit different and seeing how your body responds to it, especially if you're in your late 30s like I am. Alright, so this time my toes are going to be in, and then the third and last set my toes will be out, or excuse me, neutral. Alright, so alright, so toes in. Oh my goodness. That's interesting. That actually seemed like I felt that more than when I have the bar on my back or my shoulders. Felt like I felt that more. And again, that's the interesting thing about different reps, different angles, and whatever it is that certain people might try to do or are doing. And that's the good thing about being bored sometimes. Bored or curious, whichever one works for the person. And for me, it was just an interesting coincidence because, like I said, I did RDLs, and since the bar was already on the floor, it's like instead of taking the weight off and putting a bar up there and then putting the damn weights back on, it's like, you know what? Let me just. So that's the interesting thing about curiosity, if you want to call it creativity. It's just while you're trying to save time, you just end up coming up with certain ideas. Not that it's necessarily special or worth bragging about or whatever, but do what works for you. Hopefully it works. Hopefully it's fun. And even if it's not fun, hopefully it works. Whew, man. It being late spring, late-ish spring, it is so freaking warm in my apartment. And I would have the fan over here to my left, but then you wouldn't be able to hear me while I'm trying to tell you this stuff. So for those who watch some of my videos, especially if you watch most, if not all of the video, I thank you for that. And for those that are subscribed, I thank you for that. For those who are not, hopefully you do, so that you can be more aware of upcoming videos. Upcoming videos. For those that are interested in strength workouts and lifting fairly heavy, if not very heavy, depending on what certain people consider very heavy, using certain equipment, you know, depending on what certain people are interested in as far as certain equipment, not just barbells, not just dumbbells, but using some other stuff as well. So again, hopefully you'll subscribe so you're aware of future videos. Hopefully you give the video a like, which will help me and then also help some others who might be interested in stuff like this or other stuff that I might be doing. And then also possibly sharing this with certain people that might be interested in this or stuff like it. Again, specifically if they're into strength training, and strength training that includes lifting what might be heavy for that person. So this set is with me doing the calf raises with my toes facing the phone. See if I can do 8 reps here. And then try to figure out, at least not today, but figure out if I continue to do calf raises like this compared to otherwise, especially to help with my strength, or excuse me, my grip endurance. So that might be a first, and if it is not a first, I have not done that in a while. It's either that's the first time I've done it or it's been a while since I've done it. I'm not sure which one, but I did it. I like it. Strong possibility I'll do it again. Don't know when, but strong possibility I'll do it again. And that's the thing. Just challenge yourself. Be careful if you're working out at home or the gym. Because you see how sweaty I am right now. I didn't know I was going to get that sweaty, but for me living on the East Coast and being in New York State, it went from being, you know, again, depending on when certain people see this video, it went from being cold every day, especially in the early morning, to all of a sudden this might be the third day in a row of it being pretty damn hot to where I gotta figure out whether or not I'm gonna turn the air conditioning on. I think last year I did. I think last year I did turn the air conditioning on pretty much every day. Uh, and on many occasions left the air conditioning on, which I shouldn't have, but I did. Uh, so again, just do what works for you. Whatever might be creative for you, fun for you, try it. Like I said, with me doing barbell calf raises this time, it was just an interesting coincidence. And since, again, whether I've done it before or not, one, I don't remember. Um, One, I don't remember if I've done that before. So a strong possibility I have. Going on almost 39 years old, I probably did it in my 20s. As far as I can remember, I did not do it in my 30s until today. So um, one, it was different for me, I think, and then two, it seemed like I felt it more doing it that way. So yeah, there's a strong possibility. One, not having to do as much to take the weight off, just to put the bar back up there and then put the weight back on, whatever amount of weight back on, just to do the calf raises. After RDLs or doing RDLs and then trying to do calf raises afterwards. And that's whether you're working out at home or the gym. And that's if gyms, some gyms still have the calf raise station. For any gym that have that, whether it's the seated calf raises or the standing calf raises, which, unless proven otherwise, do not work the calves the same way. So, again, hopefully you do what works for you. Hopefully it works. Hopefully it's fun. If it's not fun, try to do it anyway, especially if you only do one set just to get it over with. Again, and that's if it's working. If it's working. Not only that, if you are struggling with your program, and that's whether you're working out at home or the gym, because depending on how many of my videos you've seen, a lot of this stuff that I use, if not most of the stuff that I use, not that that was the goal, but a lot of the stuff I have, you're likely to do some of that stuff at the gym anyway. And even if I have certain things, like when I do my lat pull down and I'm using this, though, whether I use just this or if I'm trying to go fairly heavy and I use both of these, take this off, not that that should matter, but if I use both of these to make each cable that I have can hold up to 200 pounds. So depending on how heavy I choose to go in doing lat pull downs and bench presses, and sometimes I do use the bar for bench press, and even if I don't, I still have programs on my app for those who do use the bar to bench press. For those who have seen my videos and know that I do my incline and flat chest press workouts with dumbbells. So, like I said, if you're struggling to either increase your strength or it seems like your workouts take longer than you would like, and you want to be able to get your workouts in and done without it taking as long, which I believe is an easy fix, especially with the stuff that I've noticed over the last 10 to 15 years, with why the workouts people are doing are taking too long. For example, just if you're doing stuff that you think is impressive, and you're wasting time doing things that you think to be impressive to people who probably don't even care, and doing certain exercises that might not be working for you, but doing it because you saw other people do it. So depending on what and why you're doing certain things, if you are struggling with it and want help with it, and for some who need help with it, and hopefully being able to get help from someone who knows what they're doing and willing to prove to you that knows what they're doing, specifically me. Um, don't hesitate to either comment below, especially if it's not a comment that is a waste of time in terms of I've learned over the years that you shouldn't ask a person how stupid can you be, because some people seem to be determined to prove it. So, and what I mean by that is, if you don't have interest in the video or possibly hiring me as your online personal trainer, strong possibility you shouldn't waste time leaving a comment on here, especially if it's a negative one. Depending on what the negative comment is, if it's criticism that's supposed to help me get better, go for it. But if it's just disrespectful, stupid, and unnecessary, keep it to yourself. Otherwise, I'll try to figure out what to do to block you. Seeing that, depending on where certain people are, I won't be able to put the gloves on with you so we can box each other. But yeah, if you're struggling with your program, or just curious on trying certain things that you haven't tried before, wasn't sure about, didn't know, there's so many ways and so many reasons to get help, to be helped, to grow, to get better, for it to be fun. Because I don't think there is much. I don't think there's anything that I do Monday through Friday with my workouts that I don't want to do. I might get annoyed with how much weight I have to take on and off of the bar or whatever it is that I'm using, depending on what it is for legs or calf raises or certain things. But that's an easy fix. Whether you do more sets with a certain amount of weight or whatever, it's ways around the workout being possibly fun, being more productive, and not taking as long to get it in and done. Like today, I think I got my workout done faster than usual. One, I didn't lift as heavy, and this week I'm not lifting as heavy. And then two, I came up with an idea on two different exercises that I did. 4 different exercises that I did that just happened to work in terms of me being able to do it faster compared to usual. And again, for those who want that, whether you are a mom, a dad, a grandparent, or you have a certain job or a certain business where it would help to be able to save 10, 20, 30 minutes in your day without having to spend more time than you might want to or need to doing your workout, so that you can go do other things, make dinner, go to work, shave and shower, whatever it is. And that's the good thing about being able to get help with high hopes. You get help from somebody that knows what the heck they're talking about. So, if you're interested in getting help specifically from me, leave a comment below the video. And hopefully I do a good job at remembering to add my Instagram information for you to direct message me there for those who are interested in asking certain questions and or interested in hiring an online personal trainer. Hopefully you enjoyed the video at least a little bit. This is Martin, owner and trainer of Fuller Fitness. Take care.